This system that we involve with through IDA, which is a worldwide organisation of an educational system, the system we have is amazing. I mean, think about this. If we can turn a 31-year-old dairy farmer, and that's all he's ever done is milk cows and be a jackaroo and go to school, that's it. Okay, we can turn a 31-year-old dairy farmer into a 32-year-old retiree, you think it's a good system. Yeah, but you don't understand. I don't need that stuff. I already know everything. You do. You know as much as you need to do to get to where you are today. Right? I mean, the hardest thing for me to do was, because I was like I was, the hardest thing for me to do was learn from anybody. Because being in an industry that's cutthroat, that's always dog eat dog, like most industries are, I guess, right? But to be in that sort of industry, okay, you tend to tend to hunker down a bit and keep it to yourself a bit and not tell anybody anything that's going on, especially if you come up with an idea to do something better. You definitely don't tell anybody, because if there's only so much money out there for so much milk, you don't tell anybody what you're doing to do it better. You tell them the opposite. Isn't that how it works? Right? Well, this is the only industry we have ever been involved in where there's someone sitting there saying, I will help you set up whatever you want to set up, and I'm prepared to put my time and my money to back you up, to set you up, okay? And all you have to do is learn and study. Watch what we do. Watch what I do. Watch what the person here, watch what they're doing. Watch them. If they suggest you need to listen to some tapes or watch a video or go to a function or whatever, just do it. Just do it. If you had the opportunity to again, think about this, 13 months. Let's say your goal was to hit what they call a silver level. Okay, silver is where you hit that 21% level, that 7,500 point level. Someone will explain that to you. But let's say you set a goal to do that in 5 months or 6 months from now. Let's say you set a goal to do that in 5 or 6 months. Who would like to know what they would have to do to hit that level? But basically that level would mean you're getting into that sort of $4,000 or $5,000 a month income bracket. Okay, who'd like to know what you would have to do to set that up? Think about this. Whatever you earn today, add $4,000 or $5,000 to it 6 months from now on a monthly basis. Okay, if that was possible, how much time and effort would you be prepared to put into learning how to do that and setting that up? Whatever it took? That's usually the answer, isn't it? Right? So basically what it looks like, again, you can get this from this focus board, but basically what a business would look like is a business where you would sponsor about 9 people, and then 3 of those, I'm not going to go into the details of this, but 3 of those would be 12 deep. Okay, now explain this, that's 12. Let's say that's 12, and that's 12. Okay, so just imagine that. Just imagine 3 legs, and if you don't understand the cliche, someone can explain this to you, but 3 legs, 12 deep, and 9 people that you've got started, okay, that are doing something. Now, by doing that, that would establish a good, solid silver business moving to platinum. Now, that sort of business would earn you $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Right? It looks ridiculously simple, doesn't it? Just when you draw it up on a board like that, it makes no sense to anybody. But basically, it's like a bingo card. That's why I like to look at it. It's like a bingo card. Okay, the idea is just to get a name in these circles. Now, let me just ask this question based on that. Who do you reckon would be interested in setting themselves up to be making an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month in 6 months' time, say? Do you think just about anybody would be interested in that? But we also know that most people wouldn't do what they have to do to achieve that, but everyone would be interested in this. Fair enough? So, who would like to know how to do that? Okay. Actually, do you know, from today, if you actually did that, how you find out how to do that is go here, by the way. Okay, and they'll explain to you how you do that. Now, the only reason you would want to do that is for the result you would get, the reward you would get from that. Okay, now if you happen to do that in the next 150 days, like by the end of March, not only would you earn the income, okay, which would be a good bonus, but also you would earn you get the opportunity to go on this trip we're going to next year. Now, every year we do those trips, but why not have it as a bonus? So what I'm saying is if you don't do it in 150 days, you still get the 4,000 or 5,000, but if you did it by the end of March, you also get the trip. What do you got to lose? Right? So all you would have to do that is some very simple, some incredibly simple steps. The first step is just really basic. Who do you think would be interested in creating some extra income? Who do you think would be interested in getting into business for themselves? Who do you think would be interested in saving some money? Who do you think would be interested in, who do you think you would know who might know someone who might be interested in any of those things? Right? Who do you know that wouldn't be interested in any of it but might know someone who would be? See, what we were taught to do was, and this is ridiculously simple, is they said to us, what you need to do is make a list of names of people you know. Not of people you know might be interested, just a list of people you know. And I said to the fellow that showed us this, I said, well, so how many people would I need? And he said, I don't know, 100? I've gone, 100? 100? Like, where am I going to find 100 people? And I said, so what happens if I can't find 100? He says, milk cows the rest of your life. No, I'm thinking that was a pretty crass answer, but he didn't know any better. He didn't know the right answer. He just said, I don't know, if you don't care, I guess you just have milk cows the rest of your life. Right, now, was it the right answer? Absolutely. Okay, so no worries, I thought I even made him up. Made him up. Who's John? Oh, he's a bloke down the road. You wouldn't have met him yet. You'll meet him down there. Whatever. I just had a list. Okay, now you might think that's a bit weird to make a list of people because everyone I know wouldn't be interested in this. No, I wasn't interested in it. Wendy wasn't interested in it. Nobody in the room here was interested in it. Right? So why are you here? Why are we here? Because we're interested in what we can create with it. Right? It's all it is a tool. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get into business for yourself and set yourself up financially. That's what it's all about. Right? What's easier, this or milking 300 cows twice a day for 65 years? What do you reckon? You don't have to be half sharp to work that one out, do you? Right? Some of you think, oh, cows might be right. No, they're crummy. Right? But once you make a list, it's just a matter of sitting down with somebody and ask them how you do that. Ask them. Remember, why are you doing it? To pay your house off, go on a holiday, retire from work, help your kids out, send them to school, help your parents out, invest money. I don't know what it is. That's why you're doing it. Okay? Ask someone how to do that. Right? Once you've done that, then can I suggest that you get with those people and then I would just give them a call. I just set up a couple of nights where let me tell you what happened to me. We went and saw this idea, right? We thought it was a fantastic idea, but 2 days later it was still a fantastic idea, but we couldn't do it. Because it wasn't our cup of tea. We'd only ever been dairy farmers. We're not salesmen, so we couldn't do it, right? And I'd also spoken to all my mates and they said it didn't work anyway. So we decided that when David got back to do what they called a follow-up, right? Wendy had already decided that whatever, we weren't going to do this because it wasn't our cup of tea and we didn't have time. And I was fair dinkum about it. I just didn't think we had time. So David comes in. He had no idea what he was doing. Right? He was just excited. He came in, he sat down, he said, I've only got 10 minutes. And he had a sheet of paper with questions on it. And he sat there and he said, right, how'd you go with the tapes? I said, yeah, they were, I didn't listen. I said, yeah, they were really good. Hadn't listened to either of them. He goes, which one did you like the best? I said, oh, the reader lady. Oh, she's really funny, isn't she? Oh, yeah, she's really funny. I had no idea. I didn't listen to it. And then he said, right, so what we need to do is we need to get a couple of nights together. We'll invite some people over and we'll get started. And I said, no, look, David, I appreciate what you're doing here, but Wendy and I have had a chat about this, and we can see it's a great idea. Looks fantastic, but look, we just wouldn't have time to do it. And he said, "Don't be stupid." He said, don't be stupid. We're talking about making $100,000 a year. Don't be, what a dumb answer. I've gone, right, okay, yep. He's on, what we're going to do is we're going to get a bunch of people together. I'm going to show you how to get this thing started, and we're going to make a couple $100,000 a year and set you up for the rest of your life. I've gone, right, he said, Tuesday, Thursday night, I'll come over tomorrow night, we'll ring a bunch of people up, we'll get them over. Tuesday, Thursday night, we'll get this thing started. I've gone, right. He said, listen to all these tapes, I'll see you tomorrow night, and he left. When he comes in and says, so did you tell him? I said, well, sort of. I said, she said, what do you mean, sort of? I said, well, actually, he's coming around tomorrow night, and we're going to get some people together. And she said, oh, you're hopeless, right? But what would have happened, think about it, what would have happened if when I said, oh, look, it looks fantastic, we wouldn't have time, he goes, oh, look, fair enough, I understand. What would have happened? We'd be milking cows. Probably somebody else's by now. Right, interesting, isn't it? So where that came from is not from. It didn't come from his ability to understand the business, because he had no idea what he was doing. He was just fired up out of his tree. He had no idea how to get around my objection or excuse. He had no idea how to handle it. As far as he was concerned, everyone was going to make $100,000 a year by Saturday. What a dumb answer. Right, guess what? That is exactly what happens. Right, if you have that attitude, that's exactly what happens. See, that's why when that attitude rubbed off on us, from getting around coppos and smarties and lighties and all that, by getting around those people, that attitude rubbed off. Because everybody believed, we're all going to get rich. And guess what? Exactly. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that amazing? It's all just it's an attitude. I mean, the business, I mean, you look at it, it's just numbers, it works anyway. It's a no-brainer, really. Well, it's pretty obvious when you look at it, right? The reason we got involved in this business, the reason you're getting involved in this business is not because you understand how it works. It's because you know what to do with it when you got it. Right? So getting back to the list, once you've got a list, he came around, we rang a whole bunch of people up. Now, all you have to do is sit down again with this person who's helping you and ask them how you should contact these people, or they can give you an idea on how to contact these people and invite them over to have a look at this thing. Just get a couple of nights squared away like David did with us. We just got on the phone and rang a bunch of people up. Now, I'm not suggesting you do what I did, okay, because you might not relate to your personality. Okay, but there's a lot of different ways you can do it. There's you can use bullet points, if you like, to understand, like a simple phone call to invite someone to a meeting would be, just think, I'm in a hurry. Remember, all you have to remember is I'm in a hurry, okay, clear the night, okay, third thing is explain the opportunity, fourth thing is pause, okay, pause, fifth thing is spouse, sixth thing is confirmation. Okay, that's just some basic points. For example, I can be ringing, so I'll go, hey mate, no, I haven't spoken to you for 10 years, how are things going? You go, who? You remember the footy club? No. Anyway, I know you, right? So, mate, I haven't got much time. Are you busy on Tuesday or Wednesday night? What's it going to say? Well, what's going on? Mate, I'll tell you in a minute. You're busy Tuesday or Wednesday night? Well, I think I'm busy Tuesday, but I think I'm free Wednesday. Fantastic. Right, there's a mate of mine coming over, he's a businessman, he's made a quid, he's a really good mate of mine. Okay, he's invited me to look at an idea with him where we can make some money. He told me to invite a couple of mates of mine over that were interested in making a quid. I thought of you straight away. Okay, would you be able to come over Wednesday night about 8 o'clock? I'll save you a seat. And Grant's going to, remember, the next one is pause. What's Grant going to say? What is it, isn't he? Isn't that what everyone else said? What is it? I knew you'd be interested. Would 8 o'clock be better, or would you like to come around a bit early, about 7:30? By the way, Wendy's going to be with me. Why doesn't Jill come with you? No, it's okay. So it's okay for 8 o'clock. We'll see you then. Not a problem. We'll see you then. That's just a simple, basic. You can do whatever you like. But see, mine wasn't that. If I rang my mates, hello, they go, you're a wally. What are you talking about? My phone calls were, Tank Beecham. That's his nickname. Tank is a full back. Tank, beach him, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to make some money, get here. That was it. Hang on. Fired up, right? Excited. Ernie, James here, mate. You're not busy tomorrow night, are you? Fantastic, get around. Mate of mine's come around, we're going to make so much stinking money you won't know what to do with it. We'll see you then, 8 o'clock. Whatever, anything like that. Half of them rang back. Half of them rang back and said, what's this all about? If you don't come tomorrow night, you'll never know. Hang up. Now, here's the interesting thing. I can get away with that because that's my personality.